What's good, YouTube land? This time, for a Saber review, we're going to join the dark side and take a look at the Ankokuken Kurayami full Kamen Rider Calibur set. So this is the evil rider of the show in certain ways. And this is both of his power-ups, both of his forms, and his sword in one full thing, just like much like the Seiken sword driver I bought when it came with a second ride book. I went for the full set instead of just them individually. So we have Kamen Rider Calibur, Jack Dragon, which really Jaku Dragon is just translated to Evil Dragon. And then we have Jaou Dragon over here, which is King Evil Dragon. Much different. And then we have the belt with the Jaou Dragon open. The two Wonder Ride books right up here. The Ankokuken Kurayami right here. Love the packaging. The friggin' purple background, purple and red background is awesome. You have more pictures up there of Jack Dragon. Jaku, it's Jaau. And Jaou Dragon on one side. Jack Dragon. Jaku. Jaou Dragon. We have on the back all the things it can do. We have Sad Pac-Man this time on the bottom. So, let's get it open. First, we have this little box. We'll see what that in there in a second. Oh, there we go. Here we have everything inside. The blade, the ride book, the belt. So, I think of all the single book riders, I think Calibur is probably the best looking form. Not going to use that. Going to need this. He looks like a proper armored medieval knight, much more so than the others, I think. And I kind of love it. Here's the belt buckle, the place where the Wonder Ride books actually go. Hold on, I want a proper picture of Jack Dragon. Like, just that picture, like, the friggin' the blood red visor, the three line visor, and the sort of the chest armor really gives that sort of almost heavily armored feel. The more armored look. And Jaou Dragon just is insane. Like, the full-on eyes, like ditching the sort of medieval helmet look, just for a king of evil dragon. It'll get crazy when we go over the sounds, but here is the Sword of Darkness, the Ankokuken Kurayami, and I think it's a really cool looking sword. So here's a comparison. It's a base. I think it uses the same mold bits, somewhat, as the Holy Sword. Well, and that is mostly storyline reasons, because like this and all the other Holy Swords were actually made after finding the Sword of Darkness and the Sword of Light. They were made and inspired by those two swords. And this one, it's got quite a bit of a lore, because it's not actually supposed to be like evil. It's the counter opposite to light, being darkness. And it was created to be able to control the light in case the light goes out of control. So, like, it has the ability to seal under other swords, like to prevent them from being used, which comes up in the show. It has the ability to revive its user if they die in battle. If they get destroyed, it just revives them. Or like other things like that. It also has abilities like curses. It can put curses on people because it's the opposite of light. Like light is healing and all this kind of stuff. The dark is curses and all that. So there's very much thematic and a lot of sort of lore behind this sword, which I enjoy. And also, I just like the look of it. The full handguard coming down the sides at the angles is a really good thing because it directs the blade away from your hand if somebody's trying to come down on it. I like I like that emblem. The Sword of Logos, that is an awesome emblem with the visor almost looking like it's bleeding. With these things that almost look like screws, like it was screwed in place, and that's kind of cool. They've actually moved that thing, so it's very much barely using. I think the only part that's the same is this thing right here, the battery pack. I think that's the only bit. Yeah, that's almost the same. Now, one question, I think the first question that when this came out was, does it fit in this? And unfortunately, almost. It almost these edges get in the way when you get a certain point, but it almost fits. And I think I don't know. This may just be me, but the sort of toothed look to the blade kind of almost reminded me of like an obsidian blade. Because if anybody remembers, obsidian, one of the most dangerous metals or of its time, I guess when used as a sort of weapon, because at least I think the most famous use of obsidian were the Aztecs before they could properly forge steel. And obsidian was very dangerous because you had a bunch of pieces along the blade, and if you cut somebody, they stuck in, they broke off, and they stuck in the wound, which was pretty much a death sentence back then. Because there was no medicine around at the time to properly treat that kind of wound. And even if they did try and treat it, it would actually hasten your death because if they tried to pull the pieces of obsidian out, it would do more damage on the way out. So it was like getting cut with obsidian was almost a guaranteed death sentence before medicine sort of quickly evolved and was able to deal with that. And then obsidian was kind of almost rendered useless besides just being sort of decoration. But onto the, I guess we should get onto the sounds of this. The speaker is right there. God, I love that voice when it's used for evil. Just like it feels like you put more emphasis into it. So you have one slashing sound. Which is also activated by the button on the bottom. So that is the sword. We actually can do something with this. It has its own, because Calibur also has a pair of these. I forget if they're in this color or not, but I think the translation of that is flash reading or flash learning. And before we continue with this, we have to talk about his Wonder Ride book, which is the evil. The Jaou dragon, the evil counterpart to Brave Dragon. Which is a nice darker shade of purple compared to the purple of, say, like 2 different shades of purple there. If we take the Rekka right here, Kaiken Rekka. You have that, and to properly transform, we need this, which is his belt buckle, the thing that you need to just store, basically, the book. And it doesn't really do anything. It has a button. It has some nice mechanical detailing with that silver and all these internal molded-in detail. Looks alright. Fairly simple, but it does the job. There's even molding on the back, which is completely unnecessary. Unfortunately, I cannot wear this because the belt itself is too small. And unfortunately, the belt replacement I have, I do want to feature in this video as well. So, this is a third-party made CSM style belt. Full setup. It's a strap inside, clip. I remember there was a comment on my video showing the other belts that I tend to wear, like this belt, saying you should just get I think it was a luggage strap or something, and I remember that comment and say, screw you. That's all I have to say. But basically, unfortunately, even though I would love to, can't quite wear this. It's still a bit too small for me. It goes up to a 35-inch waist. So you I'd say people who are a bit smaller and want to wear it, I highly recommend this. I will link to the website where I got it from. From what I can tell, the only retailer selling these, at least that I've seen. You may be able to find it somewhere else, but I'll post a link in the description if you want to pick this up. It's still in stock. I pre-ordered it and then had to wait quite a while before I got it, but I will work my way into this, and one day I will be able to wear this set. But and by CSM it means basically sort of like better plastic and bigger for adults. Let's do some sword size comparisons. I've already done that one there. Here you have the Suzune. And the Gekido. Obviously, no comparison. But still. Ah! Alright, let's just transform before I... So, to start off, you gotta scan the book. Have some awesome music playing. Henshin! Which is a pretty badass transformation. Just doing that again does nothing. So if you want a final attack, you have to... Come on. Come on. Wait. How do you... There should be... Whatever. And then you... After transformation, you can bring in... Come on, I swear there's a final attack. Nope. Oh. I guess all the other final attacks are actually stored for the other form. Even though I swear he used this one. Anyway. So, yeah, just pretend that's there. And let's move on to his upgrade. The first in the line of thick books was the Jaou Dragon. As we mentioned, the king of dark books. The king of dragon. So here it is. Yeah, this was the first one they showed off that was bigger than just the regular size ones. So, take that away. To show you a picture of the king of dragons and all that stuff. It's also a nice shade of purple if I push on the back. And if I open it, you get that sound. No one will escape. That's basically what that translates to. So, actually, let's... If we scan it with the same thing we've gotten countless times before. But we do this. I don't know if you're ready for this. So, Henshin! I love the sort of black death metal voice for the opening. It's like, open up! I can't even do it. It's so freaking deep. And yes, it actually says, forget what the exact translation, it says, dark joke. Because, of course, if you want the most evil book you can find, a comedy, A book of jokes. Yep. I want to do that again. Actually, you activate the final attack if you close it. So. I forgot it doesn't reset. I love that opening. So now we can. Now we'll do a proper. You are over. So I'm curious, does it now do? If I do? Let's do 3. No. Okay, I figured out what I was missing. And I don't even know if I showed off that he also has his logo on the bottom. But the thing I missed to change it to a final attack is you just have to hold it for a couple seconds longer. It's really dumb, but hold on. There we go. There we go. You literally just have to hold it a little longer. So let's do other ones. This Brave Dragon's interesting here. I'll also throw in a comparison between good and evil dragon just to show you the differences. Basically in the same pose. Just one's a bit more armored. So if I do... Oh. Nope. I like the fact that he has to say Jack and then Brave Dragon. Something I find interesting, if you take any of the bigger ones, King Lion, Primitive, Elemental, Dragonic Knight, they do the same, they do an interesting sound. I don't know where the giant monster comes from, but I found that interesting. So let's do a 2 and a 3. Why not? I don't remember if I did, but I'm just going to do 3 with this one. So there you go. I figured out the final attacks. I'll toss this into the middle of the video somewhere. Because past me is an idiot and couldn't figure it out. So, back to past me. Yeah, it does the same thing. Oh well. I think we're gonna end the vid. I think, yeah, that about wraps it up for this whole set. It did nothing. Huh. Oh. Oh well. Actually, we can still talk about for example, just to cover all our bases, in the sword driver. No, nothing changes. Nothing changes. And you can't actually use it. I think I said previously you can use one of these in the other swords. They actually don't fit. If I take this, even this, at this point, that part's too small. So you can't use it. The only thing you can use it is in the holy sword. But even one of these, which I feel I need to correct myself, you can't actually. It doesn't fit. So I think that covers all the bases. This just does, in the Seiken, just does the regular non-rider form. You know what? I'll show that. Just so nobody complains that I didn't. Yep. Doesn't do anything. And we're not even going to... I can make this video even longer by talking about all the people that have used this stat and all that kind of stuff, but I think I'll save that. because this set passed around between multiple different people during the show, from the main user to the guy who killed him to a guy he killed who was the son of the main user, who eventually finally abandoned it for his proper forms, which was quite a surprise to see him back alive using this when it showed up on my. I saw clips of him like, wait, what? Who's Calibur now? Damn. I still think Esparta deserves a new form. If Saber can get a million forms and Blades can get a couple new upgrades, I think this should not have been. If this was Esparta's final form in the show, and he has gone back to using his Esparta Golden Alandina, I think he deserves an upgrade, in my opinion. I think the show's pretty much over, so I don't know if they're giving out new upgrades at this point, but if they were, I would say he deserves one. Him, I would give every rider one, but yeah, you can't do that. So, final thoughts on this set. I like the set. Doesn't have quite the versatility the Seiken, the sword driver, does, but that's completely understandable. But I like all the sounds it makes. And if you're a big fan of Calibur, you might want to get a bundle. So I would recommend it over. If you can only get just the sword, just this much, then just do that. But this thing is so much fun. This is the ridiculous sounds. And we do actually, thinking about it, we get to see this mold again one other time, because this got remolded into Emotional Dragon, Saber's movie form, which actually did show up in the show for 1 or 2 fight scenes, which was surprising. But like, I don't have Emotional Dragon, friggin' so emotional. But I do have the emo armor. The emo armor is going a bit too far, but the armor of darkness, which isn't necessarily evil. It depends on the person using it. So, thank you for watching. Hope you have enjoyed. Until next time, keep reading. And also, keep it weird. Bye.